Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about Balaam and the talking donkey. Okay, so this is found in Numbers, the book of Numbers, chapter 22 through chapter 24. So basically, a little bit of background. So Israel is wandering in the desert, and they've reached where they're in like what we consider the Transjordan area today. So they're near the mountains of Moab, and the king of Moab, Balak, he he hears that they're coming, and he's nervous because they have been killing and their enemies along the way. Like God has given them great favor, even though they weren't originally warriors, and they've been able to destroy these other armies. So Balak is like, okay, I need to get my prophet, and need to get my prophet to curse them because obviously God is for them. So if I can get God to curse them, then we will be good. So he sends some guys over to the prophet of the area. His name's Balaam, and they're like, Balaam, you need to come and curse the Israelites for us. And Balak said that we can give you all these riches, and he'll make you even more famous if you'll just do this, right? And so Balaam's like, okay, well, let me go pray about it. So Balaam goes and prays about it, and then he comes back to the emissaries, and he's like, I'm sorry, God told me I can't go, so I can't go. And they're like, are you refusing the king to like go do this? He's like, I'm a prophet, like God says don't go, like there's no point in me going. So they go back, and Balak's like, no, he's going to go get him. So they come back and they're like, come on, like more riches, more stuff. And he's like, I'm not concerned about the riches. I'm not concerned about, any of that. He's like, if God's not going to give me anything to prophesy over them, there's no point in me going, but let me go pray again. So he goes and prays, and God's like, fine, go with them, but only say what I tell you to say. And he's like, okay. So the next morning he tells them, he's like, okay, I'll come with you. Now, it's a little interesting because it says that he starts on his way, and then God's angry at him and tries, and this is the part that we get to where God's gonna like stop him from going. And you're like, God told him he could go, so why is God angry at him? Probably more than likely he was thinking, well, once I get there, I can do what the king asks, right? Because you gotta remember, he's not an Israelite. He doesn't necessarily want them coming in and destroying the land and taking over either. So that's my thinking and some other smarter people's thinking on that. Anyway, so they start going, and then it says that God was angry, so he sent an angel of the Lord to stop him. So there's this angel, and he has this like flaming sword, but only the donkey can see it. So the donkey freaks out, and he runs into a field. And Balaam's like, what is your problem? So he starts hitting his donkey. And so, but the angel of the Lord is like kind of like hemming him in, like cornering him. And so the donkey backs up in between two walls, and he slams into the wall and literally crushes Balaam's foot. Right? So now Balaam's like really ticked, and he starts hitting the donkey, but the angel keeps pressing in, so like the donkey can't go anywhere. And so Balaam starts to hit the donkey for the third time. And the donkey turns around and he's like, dude, why are you hitting me? So the interesting part is that Balaam's like, oh, my donkey is talking. That's cool. Or freaky. He talks back to the donkey, and he's like, what is your problem? I'm trying to go here, and you run me into the wall. You crush my foot. And the donkey's like, okay. And like the whole entire time I have been your donkey, have I ever been a disobedient bad donkey? Balaam's like, no, you're a good donkey. And then it says that Balaam's eyes were open and he could see the angel of the Lord. Right? And he's like, oh. And so God once again tells him, you may go, but you can only say what I tell you to say. So he gets to the king, Balak, and so he tells him, he's like, well, let's make a sacrifice. And it says that the king took him to the altars of Baal. Not Jehovah, not Yahweh, Baal. And so they make the sacrifice, and Balaam's like, okay. And he starts prophesying good things about Israel, about how they're going to conquer their enemies and they're going to be blessed. And Balak's like, whoa, stop. And Balaam's like, right, dude, I can only say what God tells me to say. He's like, okay, let me take you to a different place to sacrifice. So he takes him to a new place to sacrifice. And the same thing happens. Okay? And so now, like, Balak is getting really ticked. So it's the third time. It's about to be the third time. And Balaam's like, dude, I have told you. I can only say what God tells me to say. I can't make up a blessing or a cursing. So Balak's like, okay, don't bless them or curse them. Just stop talking. That would be good. Stop talking. And Balak's like, well, no, now that we're here, let me tell you what's going to happen. And so he like lays it all out for the king of Balak about how the Israelites are going to come in and take over and destroy their enemies and those already in the land and then prosper in the land. And so Balak's like so angry. He's like, just go away. I was going to give you riches and everything, but now you can just leave, like in exile. And Balaam's like, dude, just telling you how it was. I already told you I didn't need the riches or anything like that. So that's the story of Balaam and the talking donkey. So a cool archaeological fact, okay? So in 1967 in Transjordan, at an excavation at Tel Der Allah, I believe it was in like a cave or a sanctuary. So they found inscriptions that we would call the Balaam inscriptions. They call it the Der Allah because that's where it's found inscriptions. But basically, it tells the story of Balaam, like the story that's in the Bible, with a little bit of a twist. So more than likely, the Israelites didn't write this story. It is written in what appears to be more like Canaanite than Aramaic or Hebrew or something like that. So more of a proto-language. But it tells the story of Balaam. And in the middle of the story, it talks about how Balaam was really upset and he was fasting and weeping because he wanted to go curse the Israelites. He didn't want to bless them. Okay, so that kind of goes back to like, why would God have been angry? Like God said he could go. Okay, and then, so some people debate that it disproves the Bible story or discredits it because within the transcription, it talks about that Balaam is a prophet of gods and of Ashtar and multiple gods. But the Bible wasn't saying that he was like Jehovah's or Yahweh's prophet. He was just saying he was a prophet. And in the story, they go and sacrifice to Baal. Okay? But here's the thing, like, God overrides any of those gods that they would have put up, right? And so, being a prophet, he still recognized the Spirit of God, that someone larger than him was in control of the situation. You know, he stopped his donkey, he made his donkey talk. And so to me, it more proves it than discredits it. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you like these videos, please give them a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more videos to come. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye.